All right, hello YouTubes. Uncle Reggie coming at you. We've got a situation in Puerto Rico. They are ousting the governor. Okay, I guess he resigned. Problem is, he appointed his whole cabinet. Everybody's all jacked up. It's a mess. It's a real mess. Protesters are mad because Trump gave them a bunch of money for this hurricane relief, and according to Google, I searched it, and the efforts, they're demanding like $90 billion or something like that, $96 billion. And Congress approved last year, actually, $1.3 billion just to get them started, just get their foot in the door and say, all right, we're gonna help you guys out. Apparently, the politicians only spent like $50,000, $48,600 as of February, and nothing's been coming in. The money's, it's $1.3 billion, man. They wrote them a check, allegedly, apparently, according to reports. You can Google this, fact check me if you want to. If I got it wrong, I got it wrong. This is what I found, and people are really mad. They've got all the water that was sent over in these boats, right? And uh, big pallets of it. I mean, probably at least 5 or 6 semi truckloads full of water, and they're under these blue tarps. There's aerial footage of it. They're flying drones over saying, here, see, we found the water. You can see it from the moon. That's how much water is underneath tarps. So the people were getting water. They're getting their wires put in. People are tearing them down. So as fast as they can put these new wires up for their new electricity, their new infrastructure, the American companies are getting paid. Each worker's getting paid like $1,000 or $6,000. I'm sorry, a month. They're like $1,200, $1,500 a week. No bid contracts. The mayor of they got $1.3 billion. The governor of Puerto Rico is been he's got all these labor unions and everything working for him. No bid contracts, and they're all just funneling through. And they've only spent $48,600 of this money. So $48,000. Where's this money going? Where's it going? It's corrupt politicians. The Puerto Ricans are pissed off, and they're now we got like places like Democracy Now, and they're like trying to claim these protests. See, these are the people. They're calling for the San Juan mayor, that Cruz lady that was bashing Trump. By the way, Trump bashed both the and the governor, that San Juan Cruz lady, socialist, communist slash communist. Wears the green hats, military garb, kind of thinks she's Castro. uh, what a delight she is, and this governor guy, they're like both trashing Trump, and he fired back and said, "Where's the money? Where's the money going?" So there's that. Uh, so now they want him out of there. So on Democracy Now, somebody in the comments section said, Mayor Cruz should step up and be the governor. I'm like, that's the last thing they need. The last thing they need is more socialism. This is not why they're protesting. They're protesting because of the mishandling of money, the mishandling of food to people that desperately need it. The poorest of poor people are standing up and rising up. And socialists think that they're going to walk in and claim. They don't, socialists do not claim ownership of every protest in the world. It's just not their. It's not property of theirs. You got people running around in yellow vests because of the French protest, thinking that's about stupid right there. Because the same thing with Puerto Rico, the protest is from farmers and regular people that are suffering tax after tax after tax after tax. And then I guess the straw that broke the camel's back in France was the gas tax because of the environmentalists and the Paris Accord and all this other crap. And they finally said, we've added up to here, we're done. We're going to, and they've been protesting for 38 weeks? These protests in Puerto Rico have been going on for a few weeks, 4 weeks or something, almost a full month. And they're fed up with it, People are fed up with these Democrats, and I don't blame them. This is happening all over the world. We got a new president, prime minister, whatever you want to call him, in India. We've got Australia. They're taking a stand. And they call them the coalition. You know, so liberals, which is funny because Australia has liberals and they're kind of like our conservatives. It's backwards because the liberals are about freedom and personal freedom and things like that traditionally. Our Democrats have hijacked liberalism, claimed it as theirs, like they usually do. They'll find something that's good and then claim it. You know, they'll attach themselves to it, saying I'm a liberal, and being a liberal has nothing to do with gay rights and things like that. It has to do with individual freedom. Just so you know, a liberal is someone that believes in individual freedom, not groupthink. So I guess you could say the word liberal has been perverted by greedy Americans. And that's a sad thing because the rest of the world liberals means personal freedom, patriotism, nationalism, things like that. So, and I personally believe in nationalism. I believe in borders. I believe in my own personal borders. A fence around my house, fence around your house. I won't go into your yard either. You know, that's a liberal stance. American liberals, especially liberal Democrats, are funny. They just they pile people together in groups. You're gay, or you're trans, or you're black, or you're Mexican, or you're Jewish, or you know, they got these little groups, or you're a woman, and they throw everybody else out if you're not in one of those groups. And just so happens white men aren't in those groups unless they're gay or trans or you know, or what do they call them? You know, they're alliances, part of the LGBTQAAIP. One of those A's is alliances. That means straight people that are allies of all the other LGBT, but there's no straight people in that group. There's no S in there, so they're not very inclusive, as far as I can tell. If they put an S in there, that would like negate the whole thing. Though it would fold under. But people in protest, see what happened in Cuba about 30 years ago, maybe 40, up to 40, 50 years ago, after Castro took over. We had boatloads of Cubans coming over here, and I was actually rooting them on, you know, because I didn't like the border thing. And the funny turn of events, they were landing in Miami in these boats and jumping out. And as soon as they touched dry land, they were American citizens, you know, considered, you know, it was one of those loopholes in the laws. Since then have been tightened up a little bit, especially if they came off a boat as soon as they hit dry land. So what we had was Border Patrol was out there shooting at them while they were in the boats, you know. That sucked. So I was kind of rooting for the Cubans. Well, what happened was they infestated... for lack of a better word, Miami, places like Miami. Florida is heavily red, very Republican, very conservative place. You know, I could guess the 2016 election hinged on that. But as it turns out, the people that were leaving Castro were leaving socialism. They came over here and they're conservatives. Go figure. Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, his dad, took off for Canada and they had a little, you know, so there's that. So Marco Rubio, they all claim Cuban heritage, and they left Castro and socialism, and that's the bottom line. And I applaud both of those guys, even if they are little weasels. Uncle Reggie, likes, dislikes, I don't care. Makes no difference to me. Share, subscribe, you know the routine. Leave a comment way down below. If you don't see someone with a smile, they're probably in socialist Puerto Rico.